Right now on FOX43 Featured, a pilot program for Girl Scouts has come under fire for how it rewards cookie sales. How questions of transparency are now affecting young Girl Scouts locally. Plus, the future of Harrisburg's Broad Street Market remains in question after a wall collapsed this week. What we know about the progress being made to restore the historic building. And it's officially holiday travel season. How transportation officials say you can prepare if you're flying out of Harrisburg International Airport. Thanks for joining us for FOX43 Featured. I'm Sedona Meadows. We're highlighting some of our top stories of the week, starting with parents and business owners who say a new Girl Scouts pilot program meant to reward high-achieving cookie sellers may have delivered mixed messages. Concerns were raised about how thousands of dollars in cookie proceeds were divided. FOX43's Cindy Nauman explains the questions of transparency the council is now facing and the lessons learned by the girls caught in the middle.
On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country.
In Girl Scouts, there are badges earned through hard work,
To live by the Girl Scout law.
and laws learned through heart.
I will do my best to be honest and fair.
Honesty and fairness, values recited at every meeting. But some families say a new Shark Tank-style cookie pitch program put those values to the test.
This would be a great start to help our troops with their silver award.
For 11-year-old Ella Fire, pitching to Hershey executives felt like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
It was just a great experience getting to present to them. You get so many opportunities that you know you would never get anywhere else.
And for her mom and troop leader Catherine Fire, the experience was just as surreal.
There's never a time where I've been able to walk into Hershey building and meet with executives. So the fact that my 11-year-old was getting the opportunity, it was just like incredible, like almost like Willy Wonka.
Girl Scouts in the heart of Pennsylvania launched the pilot this summer, letting top sellers, those with 500-plus sales, pitch high-dollar orders to businesses. The goal was to help Scouts earn extra money for troop projects while gaining entrepreneurial experience.
I asked for 30 cases of cookies to help me with my silver award in my troop.
That ask, Catherine says, was carefully calculated based on this form GSHPA sent out, modeling how many cases of cookies each girl would have to sell to satisfy their troops' goals. With cases running $72 each, GSHPA's own worksheet shows a $1,500 goal translates to selling 21 cases, about $1,512 total. But Catherine says weeks later came another worksheet, one that adjusted expectations.
When you're expecting a certain amount of money and you get like a third of it or less, that was pretty shocking.
The updated worksheet included an additional section noting girls would only receive 97 cents per box, the standard cookie season profits. That meant Ella's sale of 40 cases worth nearly $3,000 shrank to just $465.60. GSHPA retained the remaining $2,414.
What was the reality once that bank statement hit your account, your troop account, and the money came in?
Heartbreak. Mostly for my daughter, who spent so much time doing this.
The near $3,000 Ella could have raised for her troop would have funded all 15 girls' silver awards, the organization's second highest honor earned through an in-depth community service project. GSHPA officials stated in an email to participants there was an error in one of the worksheets regarding how to calculate the number of cases you need to sell to reach your goal. The corrected worksheet is attached, and we sincerely apologize for any confusion or inconvenience it may have caused. Catherine says it wasn't the confusion that made her wary of the correction. It was the companies.
I feel like we were deceiving the companies, and that goes against honesty, fairness, consideration, caring, like all of the things we say.
The organization told me it never promised all proceeds would go to the girls, and it corrected the error after leaders reported it. However, during the presentations, GSHPA's development director, Tony Duffy, assured companies
the proceeds go directly to the girls and the presentations that we make them to you today.
Yet that promise didn't match what some business owners like Jeff Inch believed they were supporting.
I mean, at first it was a little bit of a shock because, you thought that all the money would go towards the girls and what they did.
In response to the confusion, GSHPA says after we identified the error in the initial rollout, we checked again directly with the companies and they confirmed there had been no conversation about how cookie proceeds would be divided. But Inch says that never happened.
Before I reached out to you, you hadn't heard about how the money was allocated, right?
Yeah, I mean, you were the first person that kind of gave me that insight and that intel.
Inch purchased more than $5,000 worth of cookies. He says as a business owner, he knows even organizations have overheads.
It does cost money to run an organization. I don't know what those costs are. So I think it's just good to be transparent as possible on those expenses, just because businesses are investing a lot of money.
Although there was an error, GSHPA says, of course, all girls who participated hoped to meet their stated goals. Every girl who participated did get closer to her goals. And Catherine agrees.
When you're a nonprofit organization, that money helps, whether it's $300 or $3,000.
That's not the only takeaway. Among the dozens of scouts and nearly a dozen businesses, participants say the experience taught many valuable lessons.
We get to see why we work so hard to sell all these cookies. You can't get that experience very often. I learned how to public speak and stuff, and that's going to be very helpful in life.
Business owners like Inch say it showed the value of teaching young girls to question, to understand, and to stand up for what's right.
It would be awesome to see them rewarded more for their efforts. Having 3 daughters, I think it's really important to stand up for yourself and have a voice. I would just comment to the girls to really question and understand where the money is being spent and maybe ask for a bigger piece of the pie.
As GSHPA looks to expand the pilot next cookie season, it says, as with any pilot, we have learned from our mistakes and have corrected them going forward. The council says it's using this first run to improve training, clarify talking points, and make cookie proceeds transparent. For Ella, the experience became less about sales and more about putting the Girl Scout law into action.
It's always important to stand up for what's right. And sometimes it takes an 11-year-old to teach you that, because I was ready to just go on with my day. But Ella knew this was important to stand up for those companies and to stand up for her Girl Scout sisters.
And that, participants say, is the heart of Girl Scouts, honoring its principles, supporting one another, and making every voice heard.
Despite the pilot's hiccups, Ella and Catherine plan to participate next year and encourage other scouts to do the same, taking with them the lessons they say are priceless. Sydney Nauman, Fox 43 News.
The future of the nearly 150-year-old brick building of the Broad Street Market is in question once again after one of its walls collapsed this week during its reconstruction from a 2023 fire. The collapse has thrown some doubt into the possibility of restoring the 148-year-old building to its previous likeness. Many residents and leaders have called for the current walls to remain standing, but experts say the 2.5-year delay and any further delays could further damage the building by exposing it to the elements.
They could still save it. It's going to be more shoring. It's going to raise the cost up. The key to it is the longer they wait, the risk keeps growing.
Mayor Wanda Williams told Fox 43 she planned to meet with the engineer who assessed the building Thursday afternoon. We're still waiting on an update. Well, plenty of you will travel to holiday destinations next week, and TSA officials visited Harrisburg International Airport this week with some holiday travel tips. The airport expects some of its busiest travel days to be between now and January 3rd. That's why the TSA encourages you to be smart about packing. For example, if you bring a gift on a flight, wait to wrap it at your destination. Frequent flyers are also asked to be patient for those who don't travel by air very often. And officials with TSA say a change to Real ID enforcement is expected to be made starting next year.
As of February 2026, there's going to be a new process called Confirm ID, which involves passengers who don't have a Real ID being able to go to a government site, make a $45 payment, get essentially a token or a ticket, and be able to present that in lieu of a Real ID.
Passports still work as identification if you don't have a Real ID. Both TSA and airport officials recommend people visit the TSA website for additional travel tips. A link to the site can be found on fox43.com. Well, more drivers are also set to hit the road for the holidays this time of the year. And AAA Central Penn says winter travel can be quickly turned stressful without the right preparation. They say December is one of the most dangerous months on the road, reminding drivers that they are there and trained to help in any situation.
Our AAA agents, we are heroes. We may not wear capes and we might not be the cleanest, people when we're out there working on the side of the roads, but all of our guys every day, they're heroes. They're coming to the rescue, whether your car doesn't start or you're in an accident, we're there to help.
AAA says that preparation starts before you leave, making sure your car is ready for winter driving. They recommend checking your vehicle before you go, especially tires, lights, and windshield wipers, and packing emergency essentials in case you're stranded. Well, a mail carrier in Lancaster County added a festive twist to his normal daily route. A Grinch mail carrier with green makeup and a Santa robe is walking the streets throughout Lidditz to drop off packages. Neighbors say despite the initial shock, they have enjoyed seeing the carrier show off his holiday spirit as the Grinch.
It's been very positive. It's on the Lidditz community groups, the what's happening in Lidditz pages, and it really seems to be something that's unifying the community, which is pretty cool.
Instead of the Grinch stealing Christmas this year, it seems he's delivering holiday cheer. Well, everyone loves free stuff and no one loves having their data stolen. What you can look out for to spot gift card scams this holiday season in this installment of the 12 Scams of Christmas.
The 12 Scams of Christmas.
Thousands of people fall for a gift card scam every year. And if you think you're too smart to become a victim, you may actually be a prime target. FOX43's Jackie DeTore makes sure you don't fall for a scam this holiday season.
We would all love some free gifts this holiday season, and some companies may start to offer you some free gift cards. But is that really something that you want? Because on day 5 of our 12 Scams of Christmas, we explain why some of those free gift cards may actually cost you your data.
I love my Kohl's Cash as much as the next gal, but something about this email seemed off. A free $100 gift card just for opening an email? Scroll down a bit and then, oh, I need to answer a survey? Well, okay, if it's actually from Kohl's and I already shop there, what's the big deal? Let's just see if it is actually from that retailer. Check the sender and nope, that is definitely not Kohl's. Emails like this can trick people, and most of the time it's a phishing scheme when scammers pose as a legitimate company to get your information. Sometimes you may even get some sort of gift card, but it will cost you in other ways. That's why these free gift card claims made this year's list of the 12 Scams of Christmas. The Federal Trade Commission has reported a major increase in gift card scams. The bad guys' number one target is, well, Target. Recent FTC data shows Target, Google Play, Apple, eBay, and Walmart are the top requested gift cards by scammers.
There are so many variations of these gift card scams, and people are even tampering with the actual physical gift cards themselves. So if you do get one or you are buying one for someone, before you do so, check the back, make sure nothing has been tampered with to make sure that card is legitimate and will work. With your 12 Scams of Christmas, I'm Jackie DeTore.
And that's just one day of the 12 Scams of Christmas. You can see all 12 Scams of Christmas right now on FOX43.com or the FOX43 Plus app. Well, just ahead, officials say lead poisoning from ammunition is killing bald eagles. How it comes as hunting season restarts right after Christmas. We'll share that story after the break. Hunting season is in full swing, and wildlife rehabilitators are seeing a deadly side effect. At Raven Ridge Wildlife Center in Lancaster County, lead poisoning from ammunition is killing bald eagles. FOX43's Natalie Coranda spoke to the wildlife rehabilitators who say it's entirely preventable.
Meet Hanover, a bald eagle fighting for her life. She was found grounded, too weak to fly, and is sick from lead poisoning after experts at Raven Ridge Wildlife Rehab say she was feeding on a dead deer.
It's sad because here's this eagle that represents our country, and it's debilitated and it all could have been avoidable.
The source, lead ammunition. When animals are shot and left behind, fragments stay in the meat, and scavengers pay the price.
2 little BB size pieces of lead that are ingested by an adult bald eagle will kill them.
The damage is extensive and treatment is long, intensive, and expensive. Raven Ridge is a nonprofit, and every case involves time, resources, and emotion.
It does heart damage, it does organ damage, it causes lesions in the brain. They can't walk, it's vocalizing, it's having seizures.
The team says they typically do not name patients, but started to as intake increases. For some, like Hanover, staff have to hand feed them, a dangerous task even for trained professionals.
They're very strong, depends where they're at in their recovery. I mean, they want to fight us, things like that, and it's just knowing how to resist that and keep a good hold of them. And
even after weeks or months of care, not every eagle survives, like one that died just last week. And that loss, Tracy says, never gets easier. Raven Ridge isn't asking people to stop hunting, just to make a different choice. They say non-lead ammunition, like copper, works just as well and doesn't poison wildlife or people.
There's copper, steel, bismuth, tungsten. Yes, there is a cost increase, but you have to ask yourself, how many times does a bullet have to kill?
For Raven Ridge, the goal is simple. Fewer eagles in their center and more back where they belong.
It's also a heartbreaking rehab to watch these animals.
Natalie Coranda, Fox 43 News.
Habitat for Humanity celebrated the completion of its latest home build this week with a dedication ceremony in Lebanon. The event celebrated homebuyer Sonia Quinones' achievement in becoming a homeowner. The project was launched in November of 2024 and done in October of this year. Organizers say more than 1,000 people contributed to the building the house. Those at the event added it was nice to see people in the area come out to support their neighbor.
The people are coming out of the goodness of their heart and be able to celebrate with her in treacherous conditions and so forth. It means a whole lot to her. It means a whole lot to me just for bringing the whole thing together.
The completion of the 11th Street build is part of Habitat's goal to complete 30 homes by 2026. And just ahead, we take you to Keystone Kidspace, where they're having a snow globe experience this weekend. Those details just right after the break. Happening this weekend in York, Keystone Kidspace is having a snow globe experience. Kids get to sock skate in the snow, check out the inflatable forest, drink some hot cocoa, and more. Now, I got to go to the museum this week to experience some of the holiday fun.
Well, we are having so much fun here at Keystone Kidspace. They have their snow globe experience happening this weekend. So, of course, we're having fun in the snow. We've got Jessica over here, who is the marketing manager. And so, Jessica, tell us a little bit about where we are right now, because this is so fun.
So we are on our sock skating rink. Yes, you can go ice skating indoor. Of course, it's not real snow, but it's really fun. Yeah. And so you just put these little fake socks over your shoes, and the kids go crazy skating. We'll have this indoor all season long.
Oh my gosh, this is so fun. So tell us a little bit more about the snow globe experience, because obviously, like you said, this is here all year long, but there are a lot of things that kids can enjoy here just this weekend.
Yeah, so just this weekend, we're turning literally 1/3 of our building into a winter wonderland. It'll be filled with inflatables. We'll have our winter wonder bar. We have ornament crafts, and then of course you can get some hot cocoa, custom make your little fancy stuff on top, and then stroll through the winter wonder bar.
I love that. That is so fun. And so for those who aren't super familiar with Keystone Kidspace, what do you guys do here? Because it seems like it's a lot of fun, but a lot of learning too.
Absolutely. So that's exactly what it is. It's fun and learning together. We want kids to develop those social emotional learning skills, the creative confidence, collaboration, all of that stuff through play. So they get to tinker, they get to build, they get to engineer, design, all of those things at their own pace, exactly the way they want, but build those skills through that.
That's awesome. And then I understand you guys have a lot of fun things coming up, not just this weekend, but the New Year's Eve party as well.
Yeah, so on New Year's Eve, we have our New Year's Eve party from 10 to 1, and we'll have a huge ball drop right at noon. And it's a great way for families to get together, celebrate the countdown of New Year's Eve, but be home in time for nap.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah, that's the perfect feel. Well, thank you so much, Jessica. This is so fun. Yeah, again, this is happening Saturday and Sunday, and we're going to be skating around here. In the meantime, we have all the details on our website, fox43.com. But for now, in York, Sedona Meadows, Fox 43 News.
So much fun. In other news, a York County bar has a secret speakeasy that you can only find through a hidden door. All you have to do is visit Avalon Ale House in Penn Township and find a bookcase. Guests who walk in are greeted with a 10,000 plus Christmas light display and more than 300 whiskeys and spirits to sip from Avalon's. Now, the owner says people have traveled from across the state to visit the hidden holiday haven.
Feedback's been awesome for the speakeasy and the Christmas aspect. On a Saturday night, when this door opens up, every single head in the building turns and everybody wants to be back here. This is definitely the in thing right now with speakeasies, and especially the Christmas lights. That really took us to the next level back here.
There is a secret password to get into the speakeasy. If you're interested, you can check out our FOX43 social media post from Avalon's Ale House to see if you can figure out what that password is. The pop-up bar is open Wednesday through Saturday from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. and on Sunday from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. That's going to do it for FOX43 Featured. Thanks for spending part of your day with us. Have a good one.